So Billboard released some interesting news. For the first time in 30 years, there hasn't been a #1 hip-hop album or single. And then they have an article as to 5 reasons why. I want to look at this article and critique it, see if it's actually spot on, have my opinion analysis on why hip-hop may not be trending the way it was. If you haven't paid attention to the world, hip-hop has had the biggest market share in the music industry, but in recent years, things have been trending differently. And we'll go over all of this over the course of this video. But before I dig deeper into this, if you do enjoy the commentary analysis I give, maybe you can give me a like and even a subscribe, and if not, I wish you the best in your future endeavors. Why there hasn't been a #1 hip-hop album or single for the first time since 1993. So their #1 reason is a not so starry night. I'm not gonna, like read their whole article and do that. I will link the article in the description if you want to read it in full on depth. But basically what they were saying is a lot of star power dropped in 2022 with the likes of Kendrick Lamar, Tyler the Creator, Drake, Pusha. It was a heavy hitter lineup last year. And you think about who has dropped so far really this year. You got Lil Durk, NBA Youngboy, Moneybagg Yo, Trippie Redd, Don Toliver, Yeet, and Lil Yachty. These are people that are good, but they aren't people that is marketability. Their marketability isn't to the general public, it's more so to hip-hop fans. So that's one reason. I will say this is a valid reason. Like NBA Youngboy, he could have great music, but only his fans are gonna listen to it. It's that bubble. He's not someone that's gonna be mainstream audience. There's a lot of people that couldn't even tell you one NBA Youngboy song, for example. So I give them that. So they also go on to say, you know another issue that's been going on in hip-hop. You know who ran the 2010s. It was Drake, Kendrick, J. Cole, and Nicki Minaj. And they're saying there's really not been any new artists to usurp them for the 2020s. You have your Lil Baby, you have Lil Durk, Megan Thee Stallion, and others. They're good, but they haven't propelled themselves to that level. And I'm gonna go into why I think that is prevalent. And my issue, like in particular with Lil Baby, is like once you've heard one Lil Baby song, it's like you've heard the others. And I'm a person, like, I like artists that experiment. I like artists that try different things. Artists that get in their lane and just stay in their lane, yeah, it's good and I can appreciate that. But I appreciate that more as a feature artist than me going out of my way to listen to you. Like, I'm not going out of my way to be anticipated for a Lil Baby project because I know it's gonna be like something I've heard before. He's not that interesting of an artist. He, to me, is not someone that could be carrying hip hop because he doesn't experiment enough for that. Then keep in mind, which a big reason they're gonna go into later, I'm gonna save it for that. But my issue for me is I feel like a lot of artists that are at the top, they necessarily, I don't know if they're scared to try and experiment with new things or they don't want to piss off their fans. I just feel they found their lane and they stay into it. So their second reason is views from the top. As I said in the beginning of the video, hip hop has the biggest market share of music, and in 2022 it was 27.8%, for example. But so far in 2023, it's down to 26%. And the biggest reason for that being is people are starting to listen to different genres more. Country has had a big up spike. Latino music has a big up spike with Bad Bunny and Karol G. Afrobeats has had a big up spike. R&B has had a revolution. Miley Cyrus has brought a revolution back to pop music. There has just Dua Lipa. There's just been so many different type of artists in different genres that have made people branch out and experiment with different music. And as someone that has grown up on rap and R&B, I have been branching out and listening in different genres as well. Me in particular is the Afrobeat side because I've just felt like mainstream rap has gotten stale in a sense. And yes, you could search for artists and do all of that, but a lot of us also don't have the time like we used to be able to search for the biggest underground artists, and we want to hear some of the different type of genres of music in the mainstream. And I feel like hip-hop is saturated with this certain type of sound and we need to move forward to the next one. And Billboard addresses that in this article, so I'm gonna wait to address it when they do. But yeah, one of the big reasons is other people are listening to different genres of music. The mainstays being country, Latino music, Afrobeat, and as I said, R&B and pop. Their number 3 reason is old ops and new ops. Basically what they're saying is a lot of young artists artists are either dead or locked up. And it sucks to have to agree with them, but they're right. Like for me, XXXTentacion or Juice WRLD, Pop Smoke, if some of these artists were still here and still around, hip hop would be in a much better space. But because we lost some of these artists that were going to potentially be the next up or that next generation, then we look down to, you know, you remember DaBaby had a good run, or Polo G had a little hot run, and those artists are good, but they're not artists that can carry or propel the next generation of hip-hop. Some of these artists that we lost could have been those artists because they had that mainstream appeal. They appealed to so many different type of people, and when you have that, that's when you could be a pillar of hip-hop to carry that next generation. And we feel like, unfortunately, we've lost quite a few of those people, and that's not even counting Nipsey Hussle, Young Dolph, Takeoff, Tory Lanez, Lil TJ. Whether you were killed or just in trouble with the law, there's just so many factors to count as why we don't have the next generation set up like we should. The fourth one, and yes, to me it is valid, but it's also the most like kind of boring one. There's just been a chart stagnation this year. If you haven't known, like SZA with Kill Bill was dominating the charts, Miley with Flowers was dominating the chart, The Weeknd and Ariana Grande dominated the charts with Die With You, Morgan Wallen with Last Night dominated the chart for 9 weeks. Basically what they're saying there have been singles and songs that have just been mainstays, and they've been mainstays for weeks. It's harder to have a #1 song or a #1 album when these people have had mainstays. Miley Cyrus and Morgan Wallen have done wonders for their genre this year, so it's going to be hard for hip hop to enter that #1 when the big artists aren't dropping either. And their last point, and this has been the point that I even made a video on previously, I'll link it. It was just, to me, I was talking about how I miss the fun in hip hop, the dancing, the silliness. I feel like with the last few years of hip hop, I don't know if it's just the overall stigma of the world or just in general, but I feel like everyone has been taking themselves so seriously. There's not certain artists that can get loose and just have fun. And they're basically saying the club scene is starting to come back. People want to dance, like, you know, I Just Wanna Rock by Lil Uzi, that's been bumping. How Beyonce with the Renaissance. There's just been a lot of dance hall type of music, and how Afro beats has been having a resurgence. And they're thinking maybe hip hop has to adapt and change and start making music for this. And I agree wholeheartedly with this. This is one of the main reasons why I wanted to make this video. Hip hop needs to be fun again. That's what they need to do. I think a lot of people have grown tired of hearing about the ops and killing on the thing. Yes, it gets talked about, but it's oversaturated. It's kind of overkill at this point. Let's have some fun, let's dance, and let's make some music to get back to being #1. Well, I will also say, when Travis Scott drops, he's gonna be #1. There's gonna be artists that are gonna drop soon that will get the #1. But yes, it's just been a dry spell for most of this year. I even felt like, as someone that has covered music, I just feel like the news this year has been kind of just dry. I'm like, where is it? What's going on? Summer's about to be here. Summer brings out the best, you know, you get the best movies. I feel like a lot of people drop the music, so we'll see. But yes, I just wanted to talk about how for the first time in 30 years there has not been a #1 hip-hop album or single. Billboard had 5 reasons. I wanted to break them all down. You let me know in the comment section whether you agree with my complete analysis, you just agree with Billboard, you have your own opinion. Let me know. But as you know, of Chris K's, I'm going to give you guys hip-hop pop culture news when it's there. That's why make sure to subscribe, turn on the notification bell for all my videos so you can like and participate in the comment section. This Chris Cadence, I'm out this motherfucker.